Hello, today I will explain stretch, which I had put off earlier. Actually, Revit does not have a command like AutoCAD stretch. Probably because stretching a 3D model on a 2D plane is inherently very complex. It seems it was not developed initially. The problem is that the stretch function is critically needed for FormPlan operations. Therefore, a stretch command for FormPlan specific use was additionally developed. However, this function has some limitations for universal use, unlike AutoCAD's stretch. To get the desired results, you must follow the correct procedure under specific conditions. Now, I will explain the specific usage methods for different situations. Executing the stretch command in the panel editing group prompts for panel selection. First, let's stretch just one panel. Select the panel and click the Complete button. It then asks for a start point. When only one panel is selected, you can stretch or shrink it to the right or to the left. Set the right end as the starting point and the transition point to the right. Then, the distance is displayed in the input box. To adjust the distance, simply enter the desired value. Pressing the OK button extends the right end by 100. This time, we will reduce the length by setting the variation point to the left. Adjusting the variation amount to 100 and pressing the OK button reduces the length by 100 to the left. Similarly, you can extend or shorten the left end. If you stretch a single panel, you can extend or shorten both ends by the desired distance. This time, by placing one more panel on the right. Let's proceed with a stretch operation on two panels. When targeting two panels, you can extend or shorten both ends, and also modify only the middle part. After entering the command, select the two panels simultaneously. To extend or shorten the right side, designate the right end as the reference point and specify the displacement point in the desired direction. The same applies to the left side. If you specify the pivot point of the panel and the displacement point inside the panel, you can move only the joint part. First, let's extend the right end point 100 units to the right. Click the OK button. The 500 panel moves 100 to the right, and the 600 panel extends to 700. This time, let's extend it to the left. Specify the left end as the start point and specify the offset point to the left. The 700 panel moves by 100, and the 500 panel extends to 600. Now, let's move the joint between the panels. Select both panels and specify the starting point at the joint. Then, if you specify the point to the right, the joint moves 100 to the right. Again, move the frame to the left. This time, place an additional panel on the left and apply stretch to 3 of them. Enter the command, then select Global Panel Mode. Then, first, let's stretch it by specifying an outward transition point from the right end. If you proceed as explained earlier, the last panel from the inflection point will be extended by 100, changing its length to 700. The remaining panels will move 100 to the right, maintaining their original size. Let's select one panel and align its right end with the wall. Let's select all 3 panels and extend them to the left. The first 2 panels will move as is, and the end panel 500 will extend by 100. To summarize, if 3 or more panels are selected, the last panel will extend by the input length, relative to its original position. It is extended towards the change point, and the remaining panels are moved maintaining their size. From now on, I will explain the previously applied constraints. As shown in the video, when the panels are roughly arranged based on the retaining wall, AutoCAD's stretch function can simultaneously select and extend 2 panels at the right end. With this function, only the panel closer to the stretch point is extended. Therefore, the bottom panel must also be extended using a separate command. Of course, it would be great if it could be handled universally like in AutoCAD. As explained previously, since Navisa lacks a stretch function, it's actually quite impossible to replicate it using separate API functions. Even with the current features, it should be much more convenient than manual work, so please use it extensively. To recap, when you select a panel and specify the start and end points, it filters the selected panels for stretching. Only panels on the virtual line segment connecting the start and end points are selected. Panels separated along a straight line are excluded from the target, so you need to divide the work.